Boom. All right, we're live, man. We're live. We finally did it.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
We slapping on the table. We didn't know how that sound to this. This guy.
All right.
This guy. So, of course, I'm Chris, Frank G. How many times did we do this? We did the pregame show.
Pre-game show, we did like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, we did 4 episodes. The pregame show, man, it was essentially where we just got wrecked in front of camera.
Bad for our health.
Yeah,
Not the kids either.
no, bad branding and quite funny and humorous, but
We had a great time.
well, in those 4 episodes, I mean, it was really hard to sustain.
Yeah,
It's really hard to sustain. That was tough. So I figured, you know what? Let's pivot a little bit and let's just provide value on what we're good at. Let's communicate our thoughts and just have fun with it. And why not do sports, business, entertainment, pop culture,
Love it.
converse? I mean, I needed somebody who, thinks like me, acts like me. Maybe he thinks he's a little cooler than me, but he's still a good guy. My man, Frank G.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, how long we been friends now? Carvel days, 10 years?
10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Scooping ice cream
Man.
to...
You know what's crazy? I have video of the first meeting of when I started Legacy of saying, hey, man, these are my goals. This is going to take years. Like, remember that?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I remember an interview in your room, like, about
Whew.
where I worked and...
Yeah.
Hip-hop artists, like,
That was
saying
another
their
podcast
songs.
of ours that just didn't work
That
out.
was like the call podcast.
Yeah, we did do a bar. You know what? This is the 4th podcast we're trying to start.
Yeah. We were in the call for like a couple hours, multiple
It was like in
times.
February. It was cold, and we
Yeah.
put the phone down, and we tried to just record our conversations. Hopefully this one picks up. This one picks up.
Feeling good.
Build your empire. I thought that was a fitting name here. So on the first episode, we're actually going to talk about, the 5 biggest influencers. At least in my life, I thought this would be easy for you. You kind of had a problem with it.
I mean, I've chose people essentially who had struggles in life and then just kept going, and
Interesting.
People that I enjoy watching.
I guess to make it fun for anyone who's listening for the first episode, it's going to be my 5 versus his 5. I mean, do you want that competition, or you just want to be friendly and name it what it is?
I'm a pretty competitive dude, so
That's what I like to hear. I'm competitive as well, man. That's why we're biffies. I don't know though, man. I noticed, I was analyzing my 5, and I noticed there was like a constant trend between them. I mean, did you happen to notice that, or you were just picking 5 out your butt?
I mean, they have a lot of things in common, but yeah, I mean, I'd say they have a main focus in common, where eventually something bigger was created.
I guess so. I actually had 7 as well. I had to cut 2. I felt bad cutting 2.
Think about you cut your pops.
Nah. So people listening, obviously our pops. I mean, pops is number 1, right? Like
Yeah.
that's just like, come on. But again, this is pop culture, sports, entertainment, business. Kind of left family out of it just to bring some relevancy to the listeners, of course. Do you have an order? I don't really have an order. I tried making an order.
It doesn't matter. I don't know.
We're gonna I guess go 1 to 1 to head here, and see who wins. Give you a little bit of background, why maybe they influenced us, and talk about investments, net worth, just what they've done, influence in the community, and why at least I look up to them daily. Man, I'm curious to see your 5. We did not tell each other our 5.
No, we did not.
Before we get into that, of course, the plan here is to have fun with this, right? To do this and convey our thoughts and communicate on a medium. We're gonna be consistent. I hope so.
Let's do it, man.
I mean, I've been promoting this, and you like?
I mean, I promoted it as well. But...
I saw that. How many views did you get on Snapchat today?
I can't look anymore. At least like 80.
That's nice. I like people who are people are definitely confused right now.
Yeah. I mean, I got well over 140
Nice.
on Instagram.
Nice. Kid got 140 views on Instagram. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
If you're listening to me right now, you're probably listening from my Instagram, in which I thank you. And, I'm going to get a little more personable and tell you, everything about me, right? They're going to know pretty much everything about us in a year.
Yeah.
Right? We're just going to talk and bullshit. And
the more episodes, the more you'll know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sales guy, you're a sales guy. We're gonna get into that, of course, and tell them how to sell and make money. I honestly think the only way they're gonna make money or you can get rich is sales, owning a business, and some investing.
Yeah, if you have no other ideas in life, sales. Yeah,
That's the way to go. I mean,
yeah,
certainly a skill set there.
yeah.
You have any sales guys on your list here?
No, I don't actually.
All right, all right.
No, no, no.
So let's go head to head here, man. Let's bust out our lists. We're gonna go top five.
Hmm.
I told you I had seven. You want to know the two in which?
That aren't gonna be.
Yeah,
Alright.
Kevin Hart and Mark Cuban.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart and Mark Cuban. So Kevin Hart, I mean, didn't expect that one.
Nah, that's. I don't know if I should tell you, but I got one of them.
Oh, oh man, oh man, it sounds like you got Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
Man, that is hilarious. So
I figured that was the one we were gonna have in common. To be
man,
honest.
so dude, I love Kevin Hart. I love what he's about. I love his energy. I love his hustle. I've read his book. If you're a Kevin Hart fan, I really suggest you read that book. It's a 450-page book. I don't read books like that. I read
I blasted through
the
it.
whole book. And it was a New York Times best-selling book. It really was a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
book.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it hurt me when he got hurt. Like I was like, is my man gonna come back?
He looks good.
Looks great.
Yeah.
How do you break three vertebrae?
They did something crazy.
I don't
that
know,
we
man.
can't
They,
get. There's some high tech
yo,
surgery that
they
he can get that
definitely
we can't.
did. I don't understand.
Yeah, he was taking pictures.
He's fine.
Doing his Jumanji 2 movie.
He's
He was
fine.
chilling. Yeah.
He's fine, man. So, all right. So you know what? On my list, actually, number 5 is Kevin Hart's replacement, and this guy is new for me. He's someone who I'm watching, who has influence, who in a way replicates this. And I thought I can't have them both. And Kevin Hart's been on my list for years, man. So for me to remove him,
Very surprised he's not on your list.
yeah, man. For me to remove Kevin Hart, having be on my list for so long, I think it makes sense. Because number 5 for me would be Joe Rogan, man.
Oh, that's my fifth one.
Wait,
That's the one that's not in the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh wow. You know what? It makes sense if he's got things in
That's
common.
too funny.
Man. So all right. So tell the audience here. We were supposed to pick 5, but you forgot your fifth at work.
Yeah, well, my research on him pretty much.
I mean,
I have a book here.
yeah, we both
with
have
notes.
some notes. Number 5 for me was Joe Rogan. I mean, don't look at my notes, man. You
I
can't.
can't.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing.
Do you know how much he's worth, that guy?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Every time I'm looking net worths up, it's always different.
It's always different. It's a roundabout. First off, the reason why I chose him over Kevin Hart was because they're both comedians. So I was like, I can't have two comedians on my list.
I guess Joe Rogan is technically more relevant to what's happening.
Well,
anyway.
he's more relevant. Well, nah, they're both so talented. But
Well, his podcast took like 10 years.
took 10. Yeah.
So that's like.
But he's more media focused, but so was Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart used to.
Hart's all media.
He was giving out pamphlets when he was like a nobody. So
when he was called Lil Kev.
Lil Kev the Bastard.
Yeah.
That was his name. That was his name. Man.
That's mad funny.
Yeah.
I really thought you were picking him too.
Man, yeah, dude. I had him. I had him on the list, and I switched him out to plug Joe Rogan in there because Joe Rogan. I mean, dude, I like the fact that he's hard in his beliefs.
Yeah.
He spits his mind. He made his own path, right? I mean, he loves fighting.
He does a ton of episodes too.
Well, that's because he makes $30,000 an episode.
Yeah.
My man did his research. My man did his research. Yeah, man.
Yo, his net worth though, I only saw like maybe 30 million.
Yeah, it's about 25 to 30 million. So I'm confused
surprised.
there because if you get 30K an episode here, I mean,
he might be spending on this last episode I saw. He just got this huge box of like edibles, weed.
Yeah,
so a normal person, bro. How much you spending on that?
Dude, the box
like
he
wine
had,
bottles.
it was a lollipop, and then you plant the stick, and it
that
grows
was
weed.
crazy.
Yeah, but that guy's his boy, man, and like he gives him that crate.
That's probably
That's for his guests.
That's the hookup.
Yeah, hopefully we get hooked up one of these days.
Shit, love to be on Joe Rogan show.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, you never know. I mean,
Joe Rogan Experience.
be on our show, damn it. Be on our show. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, That's number 5 right
He's
there.
all over though.
He is all over, but
It's not-
I don't know who his wife is. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to her, because he literally does what he wants. He has a beautiful
Yeah.
dog.
To be honest, I never even. I don't know who his wife is either.
Dude, everybody typically takes their family. That was me. Everybody takes their family, like who's up there influential. They kind of like they're
Put them as-
secretive. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
not
good.
everyone, but yeah, most. I'd
That's
say.
good, man. That's
I feel
good.
like I know Kevin Hart's family a bit.
A little bit. My phone's ringing here. Huh? A little bit. A little bit. Tell me number 4. Who you got as number 4?
I doubt we have the same.
I mean, I'm curious on who you have for number 4.
Mac Miller.
Man, you got Mac Millie. You know, it's funny because number 4 for me is an artist. It's a music artist. I had a music artist up there. So, all right, why? That's a big one right there.
Yeah, it's some people may think contradicted because of his struggles with drugs and whatnot. I just felt like he had the most development in his career, the most persistence. Maybe since
man, damn. So, dude, he started in what? 09? 09
no,
started
09 is when
popping.
he was popping. Yeah.
You know, he was the first to utilize YouTube.
Yeah, that's why I picked him.
Yeah.
He was the first to independently sell
Yeah.
his own records on the internet.
As an entrepreneur,
this was before
man.
Instagram was big.
You know, this is a great. That's a solid one, man. That's a solid one because he was above the game there.
Way above, and he brought his boys along.
Well, if you don't bring your boys along, I mean, you're kind of an asshole.
Mac Miller and the most dope family.
Yeah, that show didn't last long.
No,
on
it was
TV.
2 seasons.
I mean, it didn't last
seasons.
long. And I guess I understand. So number 4 for me is actually Drake.
I wanted to pick Drake.
So
but...
and he just so we did our list a few days ago. He just did the interview, and I was thinking about maybe getting him off. I watched the whole interview. Man, he's so enlightened. He's so above the curve.
I mean, it makes sense. He's been on the top for how many years now?
It's almost a decade.
Yeah, it's
almost
nuts.
a decade. I mean, when I looked at his net worth, I'm like, huh, it's not even worth that much. But then again, he only does music.
Yeah.
Makes $1 million a show.
I was very surprised on all these people's net worths, to be honest, except for maybe like 1 or 2 of them.
Bro, it's hard to make money, man.
Yeah, no, I think you just see people from another angle when you're not there.
It's hard to make money, and not only that, but you have to have multiple revenue streams in order to get rich.
Kevin Hart has that.
Everyone we're talking about pretty much has that. But the thing is, I mean, you got to be craftily skilled at one specific thing that you're good at. So, like, for us, I'm assuming it's like, for me, it's sales and marketing. Like, that's my thing. Yeah. That's what I can give value to the people and help them figure shit out to then make money.
Absolutely.
If you're listening to this right now, it's because I marketed towards you.
Bingo.
I got you. I got you. Man, but yeah, dude, you watch that interview. That's a great interview.
I know. I knew
it's one hell of an interview. And both of them, they changed music a bit, man. They changed music a bit. Drake changed the game.
Changed everything.
But even still, Mac Miller,
technically, the way it was marketed as well.
100%. 100%. But also, I mean, he started getting into like jazz.
He's the only artist that has experimented as much as he's done.
He did a lot. Well, I mean, if you listen to Drake, he made a lot of house records. He really did his thing too. Did you? Oh man, dude, he said he sent God's Plan to Trippie Redd, and he like took too long, and then it leaked.
To be on it?
Yeah, and then it leaked, and there was such a buzz that he had to quickly finish it in 2 days and then release
it.
And he was like, I had no idea that was gonna be the biggest hit of my life.
It's a great song.
It's a great song. Yeah. Great song. You never know what the hell's gonna happen, man. That's why I feel like you just gotta put yourself out there.
100%. I mean, by then he was already huge, but
yeah, but still, your biggest song is 9th year of your career. Like, I mean,
Trippie Redd fucked up.
Trippie Redd. I mean, I don't even know if Trippie gets the respect he kind of gets. I don't listen to him much, but he's up there, man.
I don't listen to him either, but I see him.
Homie's up there.
Yeah,
homie's up there. Man, look, if you're under the age of 25 and you manage to find a way to live on your own,
oh, God bless, good for you.
Yeah,
you made it.
You
are making it.
You made it. Man, who you got for number 3, bro?
I feel like we may have like the same
No, no.
one.
This one I feel like you would know who I'm picking. And lately, like he's kind of like irritating me a little bit.
Garyvee.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
man.
irritating me a little
Bro,
bit.
yo, man, that's so funny. You knew that. So, out of everybody who I see on the internet,
Yeah.
my thought process is most similar to his. And like, I'll think something and think of like a theory, and then like 2 weeks later, he
Mm.
has like a 20 piece of content
On that
on the
theory.
exact thing I
Yeah.
thought about.
Wait, is that why he's annoying you, or?
No, he's bothering me. Well, he bothers me just because I know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And now he's overdoing it, and people who know him, it's saturated.
I just feel
It's
like at this point, when you go to speak to him and you ask him a question, you almost know what he's going to tell you. So I'm
but
like,
that's great though,
no,
right?
it's fantastic.
Like you literally, if he was here right now, you almost feel like you know the guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we want.
Well, he's being recorded like 24/7.
And it works though. The more we're recorded,
Yeah.
the more emotional connection you're gonna get with anyone
Yeah.
listening or watching.
And as big as he is, he's probably the number one guy that has his family completely on the side.
100%.
No one sees that man.
And it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
But he also, I mean, he has multiple businesses, created millions of dollars.
Multiple
His
businesses.
net worth is more than Drake. So
Yeah,
would you expect that?
Well,
Probably not.
Well, Drake's, I mean, they're both, I guess, entrepreneurs, but Drake's an artist. He's really an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are going to make the most.
I would,
eventually.
yeah.
A successful entrepreneur
I don't
changes
even
the world.
know. I don't even know if Drake would be considered an
Yeah,
entrepreneur. He's
I
an
guess
artist.
he's just.
I mean, Garyvee is a straight up entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just can't ignore the fact I think so much like the guy. And then
Well, you listened to him for a long time.
I listened to him before anyone else listened to him. Well, I mean, obviously not.
Not everyone, but before the
like 2016, 2017,
Yeah,
I was like getting on, and yeah. I mean, I told you, I met him. I never would meet.
Yeah, that's sick.
So, all right, for the listeners listening, I would never stand in line to meet anyone. So this is what I did. My boy hit me up, and he was having a book signing over at Wine Library, which is 30 minutes away from where we live in Staten Island. And I thought to myself, this is an opportunity because I just got fired from Yelp. And I'm like, I need a job right now. So
right. You tried to.
Yeah, dude. So it was all strategy on why I met him, because I would never wait in line and go 30 minutes to meet Garyvee.
I don't remember what even happened after that when he gave you his email.
Yeah, so I went to the mall. I got a Jets hat embroidered 2050 with Vaynerchuk on it. He's a Jets fan, wants to buy it. I figured 2050 is like the year maybe he could buy it. So when I saw him at the book signing, I gave him the hat, and inside the hat was my resume taped. It was my resume. Spoke a little bit, had it recorded, took some photos, left. Sorry, Garyvee, I didn't even pay for the wine or the book because it was so crowded that like you could have just walked out the door, and I just walked out the door.
Wait, with the wine?
Yeah, with an autographed wine. It's upstairs. Dude, I didn't even pay for it. I feel terrible. If I ever see you, Gary, I'll give you, the $30 I owe you.
Oh
man. And he was so nice, I mean, he took a photo with me, and yeah. So I gave him my resume. Me and my buddy Greg. What are the odds someone reaches out with that? We were saying 0.1.
Well, he likes.
You never know, but
that different look. And
yeah, but
how many people else did that day? Probably.
Well, that's the point, right? That's why I think vastly different than everyone else. It's how do you get people's attention and kind of get what you want in a way. You're selling. Do something out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So sent him a resume, sent him an email as well. A week later, 2 weeks later, he responded back. He had his HR person reach out to me, and they made me fill out like a job application.
Yeah.
But I think I got screened. In the job application, the job application they asked, like, are you a copywriter, a videographer, or a graphic designer, or a hustler?
You said hustler?
What the hell else? What the hell else you think I put, bro? Of course I'm a hustler. Man, yeah.
I mean, that's very select That hustler is so broad. The others are very selective.
I know, man. Which I
you aren't those other ones.
I know,
so
and I think that was a screen.
So all he needed was those other 3 jobs.
Yeah. And I think he screened me out. Like, if you're a hustler, yeah, great. Everyone's a fucking hustler. Yo, I sent them a couple of emails like, yo, no answer.
No answer.
Yeah,
right. He definitely screened that.
I got that bottle of wine though. Man, tell you what, bro, his fans too are like crazy.
Gary's fans?
Like, yeah, man. Mean? They just like
diehard Gary fans.
Bro. I'm like, yo, I'm a fan of Gary, but like, I mean, tone it down a little bit.
But the fans.
Everything. Yeah. Everything. But I can't. I mean, hey, I study the guy. I see what he does, and
he's been around for a long time.
Well, dude, he realized digital media before, like, it started blowing up, leveraged it, and proves that a nobody could be huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he does.
Yeah, so I mean, who is
he? He's just a business guy.
Yeah. So that's just out there on social media or all medias.
Yeah, but he knows, right? Like, if you build an audience based on love and admiration, then in return, that audience is going to pay you in perpetuity.
Mm-hmm. What is his net worth?
200 million.
200 million.
So Drake was about 150. Which, by the way, Drake doesn't own that plane. I don't think he owns that plane. That plane is worth more than his net worth.
I just can't believe that's all his net worth is.
Drake or the Garyvee?
No, Drake.
What does Drake do? He owns he owns a couple of businesses, but like esports teams. Like, he's an artist. He makes money on his record sales, his shows.
But also he sits courtside like every night. So like,
dude, this dude Vegas Dave sits courtside. He does nothing but holds Birkin bags. He's a professional gambler.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying though. He's spending. Drake's probably partying, chilling.
I mean,
I'm sure it's not taking away millions, but I mean, who knows?
I don't know. I don't know how it really, when you really deep dive into it, what are your expenses and whatnot. I mean, 150 mil, I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, who's gonna take it?
Well, man, just give me like 50K.
Yeah.
Yo, just give me 50K. Shit. Who's your third?
Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, man. Oh, I cannot believe that I forgot this dude on my list.
He's like the fourth most watched person in the entire universe.
really had 8 people, and I had to cut 3. Oh, man.
Oh, he was originally a Night the Thor for you? Or you just forgot?
He's always been a Thor. He's always, yeah, man, yeah. And then, like, as I'm writing the list, it just slipped. Oh, that's a tough one. That hurts. If you smell
what the rock,
oh man,
he's cooking, dude. He was
What a guy, dude. I was
the hardest worker you'll ever.
Yeah. So I told you I had to give a speech at work in front of 60 sales guys, and there was the CEO was there. Yeah, it was cool, and I don't know if I'm gonna do that again or if that's gonna be like my thing. But I was thinking how one of my speeches, I think I'm gonna start it out. I'm already prepping. That's what we do. So I was thinking how in the beginning of the speech, I'm going to be like, guys, I'm going to do an imitation of someone, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. And then I'm going to give my speech. And then, like, I'm going to segue to be like, yeah, like, yesterday it doesn't matter. Like, it's all about the future. And then I want to be like, hey, John, like, how many deals did you close Monday? It doesn't matter! Dude, I would imagine the whole fucking room is gonna bust out laughing there.
Because you're like, I'm not gonna tell you who it is.
Yeah, every single my mom would probably know what that is. So I went to look up on YouTube, like, that saying. God, his cadence and delivery was unreal.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Showmanship is unreal. Unreal.
Well, his electricity is all formed from him in the WWE, WWF.
Yeah, I mean, a dude who came from rags to riches.
Literally, he was a criminal. Like,
I mean, you went to the gym 6 a.m. this morning.
Bro, he was there 2 or 3 hours before me.
Dude, I mean, you know me now so long. I always said that until I do that, I can't get to a next level.
Yeah.
It's
It
just,
actually felt great to be at the gym
I'm
at 6
sure it
a.m. to
does.
be honest.
But now, we're probably going to do this. We're going to do a little more work, and then, we're going to go out and have some fun. You're going to be up 24 hours at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
Tough. Yeah.
so how are you going to get up again at 6?
Well,
you don't, but
it's like, yeah,
it's tough. It's tough. Because if you also get up and working out at 6 a.m., you're going to bed
way early.
2 hours
Way
early, at least.
I went to bed 2 hours earlier than my normal time yesterday, and it felt great.
Probably felt great.
Yeah.
Probably felt
I woke
great.
up like, this is why I've been doing this often.
The problem with that too, though, is I feel like you have no personal life almost, man.
If you're waking, yeah, because it's like all these, yeah, but it doesn't make sense. All these successful people do that, and then they have, I guess their work is their social life. Like all the people we're talking about anyway.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy.
But like, I mean, how are we supposed to find wives and shit? Like when we're in the grind. Well, I mean, your social, like your friends, and if your friends are not elevating the way you are or plan to,
well, then you meet new friends in your journey.
Yeah. I'm here, kid.
I know you're here, kid.
Man, what's the Rock's net worth?
Bro, it's a ridiculous amount. It's way more than.
It can't be more than 300 mil.
I'm pretty sure it is.
And he definitely bro. I was just
320 million as of 2019.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So
he's also the most, or one of top 3 most successful actors in the entire world.
Crazy too. Man.
Just a generous man too.
Boss.
Yeah.
Boss.
He also has his own, company now. He's sponsored by Under Armour.
Well, all these guys.
They eventually do that.
You have an umbrella, right?
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing with Legacy.
That's what I told you. Eventually.
Yeah.
Clothing potential, like way.
With
down
this.
The line. Yeah, like 20 years down.
That's
the
what
line.
Legacy is, though, right? Legacy is a marketing company, and then there's gonna be a whole bunch of things underneath it.
Yeah.
So like, all right, build your empire. Great. It's brought to you by Leave a Legacy.
Yeah.
It's the marketing company. It's the umbrella. And then underneath it, you can go into clothing, apparel, you can do whatever. But overall, it's a marketing company, which you need for everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But man, he kills it. I just saw him promoting on Instagram of an ice cream shop he just opened up. Like.
Oh yeah. He I saw that video. He has it all in his freezer.
I just wonder, is that his team putting it out there, or did he text that post?
Like created?
Yeah, the post.
The post.
You don't many times it's a team. Like Donald Trump when he tweets, sometimes it's him, sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's not.
And you don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely got a team, but he seems to be a pretty creative dude.
Creative, active.
Yeah.
Dude, with my list, I'm noticing everyone has multiple businesses and kind of entrepreneurship. Everyone is the GOAT in their respected fields.
Yeah.
And everyone,
literally, yeah.
And everyone's charismatic and they're nice. They're genuine.
It's funny you say GOAT, but yeah.
Yeah. I would say right now, everyone we name's a GOAT. Everyone we name's a GOAT.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan was your 5?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's too funny.
Yeah, so I guess really it's our top 4. When people vote. Damn, so I would imagine number 2 is Kevin Hart then for you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's just transformed.
It's amazing.
Everything.
Dude, so I don't think he's the best comedian. I think he's the best comedian.
Well, he's the king of comedy.
Yeah.
And what he's done anyway.
He's the only one.
He might not be the funniest, but he's.
No, he's the only one who could sell out arenas.
Yeah. Well, he began marketing himself. He was the only one when he was back in the day handing out flyers with a little picture of himself. He wanted everyone's email. He knew what to do. Smart man.
Know what to do.
That's because he was complaining about, comedy clubs giving tickets away for free and just making their money off of food and drinks. Yet he was getting paid the same no matter how many people showed up because they weren't worried about how many people he brought. Until he finally did some marketing for himself, sold out the club, and now demanded more money, and it worked for both the club and him. So he just found
Andrew Schulz. You know who that is?
The name isn't too familiar.
He's like Lil Duval's boy. White guy who was on Guy Code. He's a funny guy.
Oh, yeah.
He tried getting specials, but he wasn't being hired. Nobody wanted him, so he put out all his clips on YouTube and made everything free, and now he's selling out. But he saw flaws within the
The
system.
system.
Yeah, like StubHub like charges fees and shit for tickets that are like e-tickets. So
Yeah.
he's like, what the hell? Like,
That's the
yeah,
problem. Using those major companies,
huge.
they take way more. And then Kevin Hart, actually even Mac Miller, when he finally signed with an independent record instead of going with someone way bigger, he was able to take 75% because you give iTunes 25%, so you're able to take 75% of the earnings instead of whatever else.
And I'm cool with that. If you're gonna put your shit out for free, give the platform a cut.
Yeah.
I saw someone bitching before, and Garyvee says this. He was bitching that his posts weren't being seen. I get it. I have over 100,000 followers. My posts are seen by 10,000, maybe.
Yeah,
20,000.
That's the.
It's free though.
That's the system they run. So
that's the people don't understand that you are the product.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't.
They're selling you to everyone else. Like.
And just because someone clicked follow, don't mean.
And the one person who kind of changed that, who will be around forever, but regardless if he stops doing comedy, is Kevin Hart, because now he released Laugh Out Loud Network.
Oh, he did it.
He's that guy.
Oh man. Well, Joe Rogan has teetered over the idea, but it wouldn't work, and I think he knows it. If you create a website in which you put your content out there, then you migrate the audience into your website in which you have full
ownership and full control.
But YouTube is so smooth and can generate new views that it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
So for any marketer and even for legacy, which is like my theory and plan that nobody gets but me, as long as you're consistent, rep it, and keep getting new people, new emails, new listeners, new views, within 20, 30 years, the compound interest is
way more. Yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, consistency is the key here. Consistency and keep branding yourself
the
way you are.
That's why we gotta get you something, kid. Maybe a shirt, Frank G. Maybe like a
Frank G shirt.
I don't know.
I have the legacy hat, but I didn't know I needed it.
I mean, we're on camera, kid. Nah, you don't need it. Legacy hats are cool for trips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That'll be it.
Yeah.
The next trip.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be in Costa Rica in 2 weeks, but we'll have some episodes, man. We gotta be very consistent here. Do you know who my number 2 is? I bet you know. I mean, it's pretty easy.
Number 2?
Yeah, I mean, I told you pretty much.
I don't know. We got LeBron James already.
LeBron James. Yeah. well, because my number 1 has been my number 1 since I was about 14. It's 100% gonna surprise you, but at the same time, you're gonna be like, huh. I get it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I already said mine too. So yeah.
Yeah. So I'm assuming your number 1's Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's why I said it's.
Yeah. So these are all goats, and I mean when it comes to LeBron, again, I look up to people who are just a role model. And Kevin Hart's an interesting one because he made mistakes.
Oh yeah.
But
they all have though.
Everyone.
When you read it up on every one of them,
they all made mistakes. But how you react and handle them? Dude,
he's handled,
Kevin Hart, bro, you cheat on your wife, so you just go on social media and like.
Well, he was about to be blackmailed for it, so that's why he did that.
Still though, he just goes on social and goes, "I fucked up. I cheated on my wife."
Yeah, when she was pregnant, I think, or like right in the middle of the Me Too.
And everything's good.
Yeah.
Everything's good. Everyone's almost like praising him, like, "Yo, you got the balls to do it!" Like, holy shit.
They were super mad when he didn't decide to do the Academy Awards, and he was like,
"Oh, with the I'm gay or the gay comment,
the homophobic comments. That was really a joke."
I agree with him in that decision.
100%. He stands by his beliefs. It's crazy.
It makes sense though.
Yeah.
Look, there's no.
Well, they attacked him after that too.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But if you know deep down sincerity. You have no hatred towards anyone, and you apologize for it, and you're being crucified from something years back.
10 years back, right? Something
Fuck
like that.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta. That's you. You know what I'm saying?
If you can't think people change, then you're not a part of the.
People always change.
Process, yeah.
Man,
yeah.
People are always changing. Sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely one that's changed.
Tell you what, though, LeBron James has never done one bad thing.
LeBron James is king.
He's the king. And Tom Brady never done one. He's never done a bad thing.
Yeah. I mean, he's been accused, but.
Of what? Cheating?
Yeah.
Yo, hold on. If you cheat and win and don't get caught, you won.
Well, yeah. If you're not trying to cheat, if you're not trying to push the boundaries anyway, if what cheating is, then you're not trying to win. And I'm not saying.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I mean,
the
play
same words.
ethically. Like, don't like put someone down while you're cheating, but like,
Yeah,
you see a little loophole there. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
poke at it. Yo, why not?
They're
Why
they're
not?
always trying to fish for them anyway.
Shit.
Yeah, but I say I wouldn't know
Well, I don't
about
know. I
LeBron
mean,
James.
you're a Patriot fan. I mean, it's a pretty sketchy franchise. Like,
I mean, you're a big LeBron James fan. Does he really have no
It's
negative?
nothing. The only negative thing he has is the decision in which he donated all the money for towards a charity event.
Mm,
So the one bad decision that he gets shitted on, where he made a PR statement and embarrassed the city,
mm,
he did it for a good
he
cause.
did it for a good cause.
Dude, there's nothing. He's had the same wife since he
I
was
was
in
gonna
high
ask
school.
that because ironically,
Nothing.
Rock's divorced.
Nothing. Nothing.
Kevin Hart moved on.
They just took a photo at his son's game in which he won MVP at playing his alma mater.
That's crazy.
Him and his high school wife cheering him on. It's
so nuts.
Dude, and you're LeBron James. You have everything. You have a net worth of $500 million.
Yeah.
You have multiple businesses. You know he gets paid $80 million in brand deals and gets paid like $30 million on basketball.
Yeah. So he don't even need to be playing basketball.
No, he don't. He makes more money.
Yeah.
But now he's playing for status, and I hate the GOAT Michael Jordan versus LeBron argument. Dude, it's so.
Well, that's the same as Joe Montana and Tom Brady.
I hate all those arguments because they're all irrelevant.
It's way irrelevant.
It's
a time period.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's what storyline do you prefer? Well, in your case, Tom Brady's the GOAT.
Tom Brady has every stat.
Tom Brady is like the undeniable best quarterback to ever play the
video. People still trying to debate it. It's kind of crazy.
But like LeBron, like you can't really say that, and you could say like Jordan, he went 6-0 and whatnot. But at the same time, how do you go to one city, win with your boy, come back to your own city, win there, and if he wins again? And even though he was 3-6 in the finals, you got there 9 times.
I mean, it is what it is.
And if you're the best, if you have 100 guys in the league and you're number 1 and you're playing with 88, 92, 98, and 77, I'm sure you're gonna lose.
Well, that's the difference between I think him and Tom Brady in their sport anyway. Every Super Bowl Tom Brady's won, he's won 6 out of 9. He's had 6 game-winning drives. So he's controlling the game. But he's controlling the game. If you're LeBron James, you're not the only one control. Like you can dribble the ball still. You're not the quarterback.
But what I love about LeBron James though in those situations is in his head. You ever seen the movie I, Robot?
Yeah.
You know in the beginning when the robot's got to save either Will Smith or the girl, and he does the probability.
The girl had less chance of
that's LeBron James. If LeBron James in a clutch moment is double teamed and is going to pull up for a 3, he's going to pass the ball to a shitty guy on his team because it's the best basketball play. And if you get faulted on that, well, the guy who's judging him's not playing. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
That's how it is with everyone judging all these, top athletes.
So, I got some stats though. Nike's going to pay him $1 billion by the time he's 64.
That's an incredible stat.
That's insane. He obviously made a 5 times ROI with his Liverpool investment. Who would have thought they won?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Actually. He just bought a soccer team pretty much and was like, all right, fuck it. And he obviously could have went with McDonald's, but he went with Blaze Pizza.
Blaze Pizza,
which by the way sucks.
We do have on the island though.
Yeah, I went. It sucked. That was the last time.
Was it like Papa John's?
It does.
I've never been.
It was worse than Papa John's. Man,
that's terrible.
I mean, maybe because we live in New York, we're just conditioned to great pizza.
That's true.
100%. Everybody loves Blaze, obviously, because he took a $1 million investment and turned it into 36.
That's incredible.
But
that's like Shaq with Papa John's. Didn't he take over Papa John's from Peyton Manning?
I don't know what he did. Shaq is another one though.
Yeah, that's true. He could have been on the list too.
If we did, I was just about to say, if we did this show 12 years ago,
he'd be on everyone's list.
Yeah. Now though, it's like you're an OG. Like we're trying to stay relevant. Our listeners are probably like 14.
Yeah, they know who Shaq is.
They may not know who Mac Miller is, but maybe. Probably
they should anyway.
All right, man. So my number one is probably like who I would want to be when I grow up.
All right, I can only imagine.
He makes the least amount of money out of probably everyone we said on this list. He lives probably the coolest life.
Okay.
And you know this. I don't know if most people would know this, but it really is like, you wouldn't expect it, I don't think. And this is my number one. And when I was making this list, and I'm thinking like these heavy names, like Drake, Kevin Hart, Rogan, LeBron. I'm like, all right, this is me though. Like I think I most resemble this guy in a way.
Why can't I think of who it is?
So I think most like Garyvee,
Mm-hmm.
but I would probably be like, I would want to be this guy, resemble. Like I would model myself after him. In fact, I feel like I look like him right now.
Why can't I guess who it is? After 10 years of friendship, you think I know right now?
I feel like you would know, man.
There's just so many possibilities.
I want to hear one. Just throw one at me where you think this is it.
Oh, I don't know, dude. That's tough. I don't get like an artist or a player or.
He's a businessman, and I would say he's most notable for TV.
Most notable for TV. Businessman.
At one point, he made $60,000 an episode.
That's a good amount of money, right?
It's a great amount of money for an episode. I mean, he pretty much owns the network, and hopefully this is me and you one day.
You're talking about Mark Cuban?
Nah, that would be a good guess. I did tell you at the beginning, though, he's off the list.
You did tell me he was off the list. Shit.
Rob Dyrdek.
Wow, how did I?
Oh man!
Dyrdek. I literally just watched a video today of him and his like children. How did I not think of him? He was my like childhood star. That's crazy. I'm actually upset with myself right now.
That you didn't put him on the list?
Yeah.
Yo,
he's created so much and given back so much.
His net worth is only 50 mil. He has so just like I told you with Legacy and having an umbrella company.
You look like it right now.
Yo, I feel like I'm wearing the hoodie like the hat, bro.
It's great. Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Good number one.
That's my number one. If I had to pick any of these guys that we spoke about, life. Everything,
he's enjoying life way more than ever.
I would be
with his wife and children.
Married like a 24-year-old Miss Universe.
Yeah, and they seem happy.
They beautiful kids, beautiful family, parents. Like he just literally has
like a great
fun.
Dad too.
Great, bro. He puts everyone on, jokes about life. And like I said, he has Dyrdek Machine, which essentially was Fantasy Factory. Fantasy Factory was just a warehouse in which ideas were created.
And he put on his cousin. He put on girl that was around
Chanel. Now Chanel is like really killing it.
Yeah.
She's killing it.
Yeah.
And
it's incredible. And the other guy, Sterling. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Or Stilo.
Stilo Brim.
Yeah.
I mean, well, he ain't that popular.
But he's the man
too.
He brought him back every season on Ridiculousness.
I think that was a strategic move, though. Like, you have a female, then maybe you have an African American on the show. And
I think he was a fan favorite, though, to be honest.
He was the man. Yeah. Stilo's the man.
Yeah.
And they all mesh so well. It perfect idea. I mean, dude, they're now so many seasons.
Yeah.
Anytime
you turn the TV on, if you're on that channel,
he literally owns the channel.
Yeah.
He owns the channel.
It's crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah, Fantasy Factory was great. Robin
Big.
Yes.
Robin, like that's what I want in life, man.
Big.
And dude, it's funny, right? Because he took almost Garyvee's model of filming me all the time and did it 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I think that's, bro, people love authenticity. They love life. They love seeing the failure, the fuck ups. Like they love seeing you trip in Times Square being recorded.
Yeah.
So if you just have someone recording that, then you can market it, distribute it, and you make money off it. and then you build your brand.
He's a funny dude too.
Hilarious, man.
Yeah, super
Hilarious.
authentic. The same way you see him on any of those shows, that's him in real life.
Man,
it's incredible.
Man, dude,
I'm so upset I didn't think of him.
That's my guy. Well, I can't believe I missed The Rock up on.
Yeah.
Man, that's my number one.
Rob Dyrdek certainly has the best life in
the
my
best
perspective of
dude. He owns bag of chips called Pig Out. They're like pork rinds. I mean, I'm not
about it.
I'm not about it. But dude, first off, what's funny is on my list, right? A bunch of people owns like leagues or teams, which is funny. You got Garyvee trying to buy the Jets. You got LeBron who owns Liverpool. You got Drake who I think owns esports teams. Rogan's heavily invested in fighting.
Yeah,
very interesting there.
Rogan's done everything. Yeah.
Well, I like Rogan because he's pinpointed on things he likes.
Yeah.
Everything, something new on him, he's like, no.
Yeah, not about it.
Yeah, and then that's great. So I'm hoping we have fun with this. We maintain it, and you never know, man. You never know. Dude, he's in the liquor business. I forgot what man. He owned Black Feather Whiskey, which is blowing up. I feel like there's a bunch of
Who is this, Garyvee?
No, that's Rob Dyrdek. Rob Dyrdek
owns
Yeah,
whiskey?
I feel like The Rock owns a piece of that too. Maybe not, because he's invested in tequila.
No, he owns. Yeah, he created his own tequila.
Yeah, but there's something with Black Feather that's popping. Dude, he even owns a VR like company. He's invested in. Yeah, like.
Oh, I think I've read that actually.
Like, dude, he's got his hands in a lot of shit.
He's a creative motherfucker.
Well, I mean, I think he just has the balls to take risks.
Yeah.
And you're smart. He's a brander.
He's
He's a brander.
Absolutely.
Homeboy's a brander.
That was literally my childhood favorite person ever.
Yeah, bro.
Ever.
Dude, I never
couldn't skate. And I
oh my god. Yo, I was just about to say that. I never skateboarded in my life. I would be in bed moving my feet. Before I go to sleep, like pretending like I'm doing kickflips.
That's actually hilarious. Because I always had it when I was young. I eventually got a skateboard. My friends tried to get me into it. I couldn't ollie for 10 years. All I did was carry that skateboard around and try and jump up a curb. Still never happened, but I loved Rob Dyrdek. I'm
not into anything that's gonna cause me pain.
Yeah, I was always nervous landing on the board. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you crack
this thing doesn't make sense. At least with rollerblades, when I was inlining, they're attached to me. I wasn't too worried, but.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be a professional rollerblader when I saw that movie Brink.
Ooh, the Disney movie.
Oh yeah, man.
The guy falls and gets hurt bad. I think it's probably when you were like, no, not gonna happen.
I mean, I didn't even skate. I was just pretending like my couches were ramps and jumping on them, doing 360s, like on Brink.
You just lived the imaginary life.
Yeah, man. I mean,
kept you safe.
Kid could dream, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kid could dream.
Kick flipping in your dreams.
So Rob Dyrdek, LeBron James, Garyvee, Drake, Joe Rogan.
That's crazy. So, I mean, Tom Brady, Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart. I can't believe that we had the same fifth one, but Mac Miller and then Joe Rogan.
I wonder whose list may win on this one, man.
I feel like I have a person that I don't know who. I feel like
Mac Miller.
He's the lowest.
He's the lowest on the whole
on the list.
Probably. Garyvee, dude, my brother didn't even know who that is.
Really?
Yeah, not many people actually know who Garyvee is.
I feel like if you're not
involved in digital,
invested in
and Joe Rogan, my sister didn't know who Joe Rogan was, but Joe Rogan I feel like is 90% male audience.
I feel like our parents would know who Joe Rogan is because of exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, what, he's doing this now?
Yeah.
He supports this?
I mean,
for a dude to get Elon Musk on his, who chills with Lil Duval.
Well, that's
so random.
That's because the attention creates the leverage.
Yeah.
If you have he gets more views on one podcast than every single TV network.
Yeah, I know, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is such a genius where I need to look up him more. Because I thought about him being on the list, but he wasn't someone I followed enough. So there was no way I could.
So that's kind of how I felt with Mark Cuban, because Mark Cuban, I picked my list to where I would kind of want to be them in a way too.
Yeah.
Because I look up to them, I'm an influence. Mark Cuban, I felt like I don't want to be like 50 years old.
I mean, how
And
old
Joe
is it?
Rogan's 50, like
I was gonna say,
53.
isn't Garyvee getting up there?
Garyvee's like 43.
Okay.
The
So
Rock
Rock's
is like
47.
40. Yeah, The Rock's
47.
old. Yeah, I mean,
Tom Brady's 42, about to be 43.
yeah, and I mean Rob Dyrdek's up there too. He's
He
probably
is.
like 45.
He has to be. He's been
I was so
around.
mad. My boy from work like called Rob Dyrdek like old and aging. And I was like, he's aging great. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't get it.
he's keeping his youth himself anyway.
I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, I guess we're gonna take this to the digital.
To the digital.
We're gonna see.
Vote.
We're gonna see whose list is potentially better there.
So it's top 4 technically.
It's kind of top 4, yeah.
5th is Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but you know what? You never know, because what if that wouldn't really work, I guess.
What?
I was gonna say, what if some guy's teetering and like, you know, we both have Joe Rogan, so he's like he chooses a decision but that don't make sense.
That don't make any sense.
Yeah.
We'll let the audience decide.
Wait, yeah, I'm curious, and you know, I figure next week we kind of tell the audience a little bit what we do, what we perfect, our skill sets. I feel like I could easily sell a banana peel to a monkey.
I mean, I believe you, man.
He's gonna be tight when there's no banana in there. He got the peel. He got the peel. Man, but if you listened this long, we definitely appreciate you.
Absolutely, it's been fun.
Yeah, you know, hopefully we continue to provide more value, have more fun. That's the goal here. You know, we're trying to build our own empire while we're talking about these empires.
The empire is still in the progress, but already been built.
All of them have been built.
Yeah, but they're still growing. It's crazy.
All of them are built, man.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
They're built. They're cemented.
I can only imagine The Rock's day, like Dwayne Johnson's day. I can't imagine he has time to say hello to anybody.
Every single one of these guys are probably like that.
Yeah.
Now, I remember I saw a clip of Garyvee when a person asked that, and he's like, "You work up to it."
Yeah, like, you get there.
You get to a point where you need an assistant to have a planner, minute. Like, you don't, and I don't know if I'd even want that now.
Yeah.
I'd be tight.
Well, you may not know it's coming, and then all of a sudden you're in Boston.
You got
in the zone, yeah.
But we gotta do another episode before we go to Rica. When we go to Rica, I mean, that's gonna be dope. We have private yacht and a mansion with a pool.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna shoot
a great time. Shoot content up there.
Shoot good content. But again, ultimately, without people listening, we ain't shit.
Which is why we thank you.
Yes. Guys, right now I want you to please go comment. I want you to see or tell us whose list is better. Give us your feedback. How can we get better? You got anything else to tell the people?
Just keep on keeping, everybody.
That's valuable. Thanks. I'm glad they enjoyed. My man Frank G, you know what the biggest compliment you gave me today was?
What?
I do look like Rob Dyrdek. I do look like Rob Dyrdek. Everybody, thank you.
Thank you.